Be advised that the Indigenous prisoners in this film are real. There are no actors. They are from all over the Northern Territory and may have committed crimes including murder, manslaughter and rape. If you feel images and scenes of such prisoners will cause you and your family offence, you are strongly advised not to watch this film. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers are also warned that the DVD may contain images and voices of deceased people.
Every year, too many Indigenous men and women are sent to jail in the Northern Territory. Jail time can be really tough on these mob as they face a long time away from their families and friends. For some, doing jail is a time to think about the way they've been living back in their communities. It's a chance to make some changes in their lives so that they don't ever have to come back to jail again. That's hard to do on your own. That's why the Department of Justice supports the Elders Visiting Program. Every couple of months, prisoners can meet up with the respected men and women from their communities to help them get their lives back together.
In a place like this, where their self-esteem could be low and where they certainly feel discouraged to see us, talking to us, then that lifts them up a bit. Their spirits get lifted by talking to us about things in the community.
The Elders program was set up with ATSIC to start our first year up. They had some money left over, so they offered us some money to see if we can get elders to come into the prison because of our incarceration rate of 80% of Indigenous boys in the prison. Just to bring in elders come in, they benefit out of it, the boys benefit out of it, especially if they come from a remote community.
They are really missing their home and their culture and friends and their partners.
Some of them were in the prison, came along one day. I just want to fade them away. And it's sad.
Over the past 2 years, we've had a lot of good feedback that boys are getting work and we haven't come back for a while, so it's been really good.
Seeing someone coming out from the outside and telling you stories and makes you feel better, you know, it makes you want to look forward. Oh, I want to get out there, I want to start again, start fresh.
They're vital to these guys changing their lives around. Sometimes it could be a matter of life and death for some of these guys. If they don't change their ways, then they could die purely because they just can't give up the grog.
Most of the problems are alcohol related. They do bad things only when they're drunk.
We understand that people's choice, it's their choice if they want to drink and take drugs, but I think Indigenous people have to see the sorts of problems that it's causing to not only themselves but to other families.
A lot of bloke when they get in on the grog side, they gotta drink, fight, got a wife run along a police station, him gotta or make a call with mobile phone. Policemen come get you. You can't do anything about it because wife, they got every right to get policemen to anybody like assaulting their wife.
There's a large percentage of Aboriginal Indigenous people that are incarcerated. And what that's doing, the wider Australian community and say that indigenous people are bad people. But when you get down to the ground level and talk to the prisoners, it doesn't reflect that. Indigenous people are not bad people. It's just unfortunate that indigenous people are vulnerable to alcohol and drug. We get so easily caught up with that if we don't find help.
They can talk with them in here in the prison because they're not on ganja, they're not on grog. It's more easy to talk to them. And when they're back on the outside, if they come to them when they're drunk or got drugs in their system, they think that they're just humbugging.
Talking with the elders, and that's something you don't do outside every time. You're always just doing other things and you haven't got time to listen to them people.
It's quiet inside in prison and you think straight. But when you're outside, it's another story. Yeah.
We know what the young people are going through. We know, we've been through that.
We've been through that, yes.
I've been through that, and
what they are thinking today, then?
Yeah,
we know what we know what they're doing.
We know.
We've been through there, you know?
So
we told them, dummy, we're not the angel, we're not God.
We make mistakes.
We make mistakes.
But we learn from it.
We learn from it, eh?
What we've learned, we want to tell those young people to avoid the sorts of things that we've been through. We don't want them to come in places like this. How long have you been here?
I've been here for 9 months now.
9 months, that's a long time.
That's a long time, yeah.
Yeah, because in those 9 months, we had about 5 or 6 funerals. And I think you know, it's sometimes, if those funerals are from close family, then you worry about them. Have you thought about what things you're going to do?
Yeah, I want to change my lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay.
From getting away from trouble, not to come back again in prison.
Because I can tell you, other people can tell you, but it's got to come from you. Yourself, you have to, it's got to come from your heart. You got to want to do it. You got to want to change and say, look, I don't want to get in trouble again.
Yeah, I thought about finding a job back home.
With?
Like sport and rec,
good.
Sport and
with
rec,
kids?
Yeah. With kids, yeah. Give them activities, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's something I want to do, yeah.
Oh, that's good. When you work with kids, you have to be a role model.
Yeah.
So is that something you want to achieve?
Yeah. When I go back, I gotta tell them that it's not good in prison. They worry too much. Yeah. Worry about family, miss their families.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. You know, Barry and I will do anything that we can to help you succeed. You know what you want to achieve. Yeah. We want to help young people like you who have been here in prison and want to make that change for your own benefit and for the benefit of your community. So,
Well, I go visit the girls. I sit around and talk to them. I ask them, is it Burma a good place for you? Some of them say yes, some of them say no. Sometimes it's real hard to, talk to them, feel the women that, want to be home with their children. And I keep on saying, why are you doing this then?
Someone can get outside, see? They stay inside.
They're missing out families, their culture, like hunting, fishing, their children dancing, their family dancing or telling them stories. They're missing out everything.
We should be back there doing culture and learning our children to cultures are like painting, young women making what basket, and teaching our young kids for ceremonies. I don't know, bongol, bongalang. This sort of thing. We should be back there and looking after our family, wife and kids.
So I know a lot of these boys, they all come from Katherine region. Some do get out and come back, go out and come back. I can't really understand why they're doing this. I'm not really happy that I got 40 of them right now. Now they're missing on their wife and kids, you know, very hard, and I gotta come back in prison and talk to them. And now, every time Minbala make a visit me and Pam, you might look like Minbala come in, Minbala make you happy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Minbala really happy, right?
Yeah. That's why I want to tell you, when you go back home, go bush or find a job and sit down somewhere like your family, you know?
That's right.
Yeah. That might be, you know, that little baby might be in grow behind, like, might be no father.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mother no gotta help my father, like giving him help. My daddy him there. Now I'm missing my father. Him no more come down by my grandmother or by my father or by my brother or sister funeral. You know? Now you're losing everything. Now you look, you got a big expense right around that you can't get out. It's no more not right place to be like a prison.
All my kids when grow up, they grow up behind me, and my grandkids they behind me, when grow up, and I think about here now when we locked up, you know.
And never see you?
And yeah, they never visit me, and I'm lost, you know. And I'm here in jail, and you know, no good for me.
That you shouldn't be here. You're missing out on everything, culture, you know. Biggest happiness outside. You get nothing here in prison. I don't need my people keep, you know, come back or out, come back or out.
With my friends and family, with my friends and family.
Some of the fellas, you know, they're not really used to being told what to do, but that's what people may say, that's why they're here, because they don't listen. But it's really hard trying to reach out from here, and I'm not seeing a family for a long time. That's something I had to learn to read and write again properly, just to get in contact with them and to come and see me, and so I can see how the kids going and all that. One time I heard this other fella say, you know what I feel like? Yeah, what? Well, I feel like my family probably thinks I'm dead, because they haven't seen him for so long that he started to think that I'm probably dead already in a way, you know.
Kids starting to, you know, mess their life up, like breaking and doing silly things, knocking down signposts, traffic signposts, all that. But we talk to those kids, we bring them in, and we tell them that's the wrong thing. We tell them, look, your kid's going to end up in Dondale. When you grow up, you do a silly thing again. When you grow up, you go to Berrima. But we don't want you to see that. We don't want to see you go to Berrima.
They're here to help you, and that's the main thing you got to understand. They're here to change you, you know, to help you go around things, help you find your way around things instead of just repeating yourself, going around in circles all the time.
He said you better stop drinking and smoking that stuff, you know, because it'll destroy your life and it'll destroy your community and the culture.
Stop
stop coming back into prison. Go back and start a new life.
Think carefully before you do anything stupid, because prison is not the place you want to be. You maybe think you might get strong, like big, they say a lot of food, but nah. Prison is a place you don't want to be.
The boys are pretty happy with them, that they're going to be looking for a job for them, so that they're occupied straight away as soon as they leave the prison, or can do a bachelor, go to bachelor college and do studies.
But when I go back, I'm going to try and go to uni, try and study more about guitar.
We have to change the attitude of our community as a whole towards prisoners that come out to try and help them towards the change. We know, we all got our problems, but there are good things that's happening in the communities. And we try to highlight those good things, talk more about those good things instead of those bad things. Yes.
It's really hard for you to be able to get up and say, I've got to go to the funeral. You can't just get up and go to the funeral. You've got to, once you're in there, you're told what to do, and once you get out, you can do whatever you want. But once you're in there, you're always told what to do.
Yeah, if you were to listen in the first place, that would be something. But you know what young people like, they're always wanting fun. But where there's too much fun, there's always got to be trouble. And there's this place then, after that trouble.